Hello guys, my name is Alex and welcome back to the Classic Cars Championship where we try to drive as fast as possible in the Williams. And currently you can see the driver's table after the first two rounds. We had quite a shaky one in Baku, but I'm sure we will be much stronger here because the track layout suits our car much more because there aren't too many straights and the corners are important as well. So I think we have a good chance if we start high up. As always, we have no qualifying, so it will be very interesting to see where everyone starts. And let's see how it goes.
Okay, the run into turn one isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
So here we are on the grid. It seems that we got a lucky grip position this time, and the strategy is a non-stop. As always, the tires should be alright, and here you can see the setup. I used an AOR as well. It should be quite decent because it offers a lot of turn-in, and yeah, let's see how it goes. We have 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. We are starting from P7, which is really crucial and important. We get a really good launch and we are already up into P6, so good progress so far. Heading into the first corner we have to be careful, not brake too late in order not to hit the cars ahead, and we are now in P5 and P4. After a slight contact I think the Williams turned in on us, which was quite strange, and now we are in P4 and we have a decent chance for once to finish really high up. We only have the Ferraris and the Williams ahead of us, so if we make a lot of progress in the next few corners we might have a good chance, because as always the McLarens will be all over us at the later stages of the race, so we have to fight as much as possible in the early stages. And we are already in P3 after a dive into the left-hander, and we are now right behind the next Ferrari onto the straights. Are we able to get the position as well? We are braking really late around the outside, and at the end we were able to make the move stick due to our better traction, and now it's just the last Williams ahead of us, and after that we have to run away from the lead in order to create a gap which hopefully will be huge enough in order to prevent us from attacks from behind, because sooner or later the McLarens will come. And as you can see, our pace is really good. We are closing in on our teammate and we already set the fastest lap time, which is really good, so which means that the McLarens are already in traffic and can't really release their pace. So for once we have a huge chance on our hands. It's just about nailing these laps and try to drive as fast as possible in order to create the gap, as I said, and don't do any kind of mistakes like in Baku or extend the track too often, because we are running on strict corner cutting and we also have no replay camera, so if something goes wrong we have to deal with it. And we are already all over our teammate. He goes slightly defensive and blocks the way on the inside, which means that we can't overtake him so far, so we have to wait and see if we are able to make a move somewhere here, but it seems that we are not close enough, so we have to be careful. I know in the left-hander the AI seems to be a bit weak, especially in terms of traction, so we might have a slight chance there. We are going really wide in order to have a good exit. We have a bit of oversteer, but it should be fine. We are now side by side. He squeezes us onto the left, and at the end we were able to make the position stick up into P1 now, and now it's about running away in the lead of the race and try to drive as fast as possible and create a gap. And as you can see, we are in lap 6 now, and we were already gaining a few tenths on the car behind us, but as you can see, there were already McLaren setting the fastest lap, which means that they are closing in on us, so we have to drive faster and faster because they will hunt us down. And you can see our lap times get faster and faster, which is also a good sign, and we were also extending the gap to our teammate behind us, which is actually really good, as a few other McLaren set fastest lap times, so it might get really close, especially at the end of the race. So let's see if we are able to stay in the lead, which would be amazing, especially in terms of the championship. It should be really important. And I think the closest McLaren is currently in P3, so we have a slight buffer to him, but I'm sure we have still now 7 laps to go, so it's really crunch time now, and I think the gap is now really close between the second and third place, so you can see another McLaren taking the fastest lap times. Although our lap times were actually not too bad, I think we were able to stay at least a bit close to them, and you can see now he's in clean air and he overtook our teammate, which means that now we have to defend for our life. And now you can see actually my fastest lap of the race, and I will leave you with the lap and talk to you after this one. So here we are at the end of the lap. I think it was quite a decent one, and in terms of the gap, the car behind us was only able to gain a few tenths, and we are already skipping to lap 17 because basically what happened was I tried to push as much as possible, but he was not really able to close the gap completely, which means that we will take our first race win in the last few corners. And I'm sorry that there was not too much action in this episode, but I can guarantee you there will be much more action in the future. But for now we take the win, and yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
So looking at the final race results, we were able to win the race just by over 1 second, so it got a bit close at the end, but I think we were fine. We pushed to the maximum the whole race, which allowed us to keep the lead. And in terms of the drivers table, we are now just 13 points behind the championship leader, which is absolutely amazing, and I'm sure it will get closer and closer from here on in, because yeah, the races, they are quite chaotic, and it also depends on where we are starting and the others. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one as well. Goodbye.